Hi, it's Conor Svensson here, founder and CEO of Web3 Labs, and this is your Week in Crypto on Monday, the 25th of October 2021. This week, the crypto market cap has reached a new record high of 2.7 trillion. Bitcoin has reached an all-new time high. Ether breaks $4,000. Senators are trying to stop DM and Novi launching, and Worldcoin emerges. The crypto market cap finished the week only minor up at 2.51 trillion on last week. Earlier this week, the crypto market cap hit a new record of $2.7 trillion. This was mainly driven off the back of Bitcoin rallying to a new all-time high of over $66,000 on Wednesday of this week. Ether also had a really big week in that the value of the crypto there has been climbing, and it actually has gone above $4,000 now. And so this has means that the overall crypto market cap has more than tripled since the beginning of this year, where it was only 770 billion at the start of this year. The growth this week anyway with Bitcoin has certainly been driven by the launch of the Bitcoin futures ETF that's launched last week that we mentioned on our previous episode of this. Binance has had a flash crash which saw the price of Bitcoin drop to just over $8,000 on the Binance US site, which was a drop of 88% in a matter of seconds. Apparently this was due to a flash crash caused by a bug in the trading software of one of their own clients. It was an institutional trader, and they've since fixed the issue, but of course it reminds you of the things that can happen when these automated execution strategies go wrong. A payment platform called Strike has now said that US users can convert their salaries into Bitcoin. So Strike is a Lightning Network, i.e. Bitcoin layer 2 scaling network based payments platform. And so what it's allowing people to do is actually convert their paychecks directly into Bitcoin, which they've launched this new feature called Pay Me in Bitcoin. And it doesn't actually require employers to have embraced Bitcoin as such. People when they can specify to actually deposit all or part of their salaries into their Strike account, and then it automatically gets converted. So it's available throughout the US apart from Hawaii and New York. The idea here is that it's meant for those people who actually want to easily be able to receive Bitcoin without having to trade it when they, because they can't be paid directly in Bitcoin, it opts for them to actually do this. And so it's certainly for those people who are, are a lot more bullish on Bitcoin and wanting to have more exposure to it, but it's fun to see these innovations emerging. Coinbase, the cryptocurrency, has entered into a multi-year partnership with the NBA and Women's NBA as well to basically become their exclusive cryptocurrency sponsor. And so this basically means that Coinbase's logo is going to be all over the televised games. Certainly, this is something we've been seeing a lot of news of in the previous months, where especially exchanges like FTX getting very involved in some of the other sports groups such as baseball, for instance, and crypto.com as well. So it's an area where we're going to be seeing more and more of, just simply because of the success that these different crypto companies have been having with respect to being able to finance these sorts of deals. There's been more movement on Facebook's crypto ambitions, and so Coinbase announced that they would provide crypto custody services for the pilot program of Novi, which is Facebook's digital wallet subsidiary. And so this apparently has already gone live in the US and Guatemala, and you can find it on various phone app stores there. But there isn't any talk of DM there as such. But what this will enable is that people who are using this wallet will be able to start trading Paxos dollars through their Novi accounts. And so the intent behind the scenes is that Coinbase custody is actually being used here to store funds there as such. And even though DM wasn't actually mentioned in this, Facebook have said that the DM is still planned. However, off the back of all of this, there's a big push from the Senate to prevent the launch here. So there's the Senate Banking Committee Democrats have actually called on Facebook to stop the launch of DM, which is their cryptocurrency, and Novi, this crypto wallet. They actually sent a letter to Mark Zuckerberg, and there was 5 Democratic senators who called for the shutdown of these projects. However, in response to this, Facebook have basically said that DM and Novi are nothing to do with them in terms of they're not part of Facebook as such, that they're an independent organization, and there's Facebook is kind of associated with them, but they're not actually part of it as well. So Of course, they're trying to distance themselves from this just because of all the negative scrutiny that Facebook has come over in recent years, and they want to be able to get this program off the ground. FTX, the crypto exchange, has raised $420 million in another funding round. This time they've had 69 investors behind it, including Tiger Global. So this fundraising round values the company at $25 billion. It added basically 420 million to their reserves there that they want to use for acquisitions and launching new products. And so there's so much money flowing into FTX because there's just everyone seems to be piling in as much as they can to actually help support this exchange, because it's experienced absolutely phenomenal growth in the past few years when it was since founding by Sam Bankman-Fried. And so basically whenever they say they want to open a round, they're going to be able to find investors to get behind it. But in terms of where they actually want to go here, what they've said is that they want to make it easier really for just make the markets even more efficient for institutional traders here. Also this week, news of the Worldcoin project has come to light. And so this has actually come from the OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and also Alex Blania. And what they want to do is basically put a crypto wallet in the hands of every single person in the world. But in order to do this, what they've come up with is what they call proof of personhood. And they've got this thing which is basically an orb, which literally an orb sphere, which people look into, and it actually scans their retinas, and off the back of that it creates a digital wallet. So in effect, the digital wallet is tied to the retina scan of these people. Privacy advocates such as Snowden have criticized this approach, because although WorldCoin say that they're not actually going to be storing details of the retina scans that happen, the fact that there's a hash of the retina scan, one could argue means that it's possible for in effect, you've got these unique wallets for every single person there, but if it's possible to figure out from a retina scan which wallet someone has. So there's certainly some questions about from a human rights perspective, and privacy perspective, if it is the most sensible way forward. But it's certainly giving an easy way for people to actually get involved in crypto just by providing these retina scans. So it's going to be a fascinating project to watch. They've had funding. Their funding round was led by Andreessen Horowitz, but also had participation from Coinbase, Reid Hoffman, FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried, and so there's some very high-profile people behind that. That's all we have for this week in crypto. If you're interested in DeFi, enterprise blockchain and protocols, or NFTs, please listen to our other Week in Blockchain episodes too. If you want to find out more about the people behind the driving seat for a lot of these blockchain innovations, do check out our Blockchain Innovators podcast, where I speak to individuals who've made significant contributions to the blockchain ecosystem. Find out what inspires them, get their thoughts on the latest industry news and events spanning crypto, blockchain protocols, DeFi, NFTs, DAOs, and IoT. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.